Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm Deodani, and shall we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today, where another pre-recorded episode. Where good evening everyone. Right now it's 7:58 p.m. on what would be Friday the 29th of August 2025. I'm not sure which of these customizations we're going to do. I think we'll probably do, I think your name's Gloria, because I don't really know what this means. Stylish but functional. You want form and function, which certainly seems like it might be a difficult balance to attain, but I think that kind of depends on necessarily what the descriptors are. Stylish but functional spot, okay. Not very descriptive, it's using Nordic furniture. Okay. I'm not sure I really know what concept you want us to go for. So let's put you in a stylish yet functional location. Like this one, why not? The butterfly meadow. You know, butterflies, stylish, certainly. Functional, they do something for nature, but I bet they're pollinators for some sort of plant, you know. Yeah. I didn't really have a rest of that sentence, to be honest. we're just gonna go, I suppose. It is nice, these butterflies that you can have about the place. And I often forget that you could technically do it for other places as well by just releasing butterflies. The thing is, you actually have to own the butterflies. I'm like, what a pain. Why is it not like in collaboration with Blabbers or something? That'd be cool. And then there would just be whatever you caught, you would just be able to put it down or something. But let's have a look. See, actually, let's start with your wallpaper and wallpaper and flooring. Okay, that's not unexpected. Highly unexpected choice there. Fruit wars. It kind of seems like you want basically a sort of like quaint rustic house is a vibe I get from looking at these items. Which I can certainly give to you. I'm not going to do a fruit motif. That seems odd to me. But you have such a purple aesthetic. Why are we giving you a yellow and white colour aesthetic? That strikes me as slightly strange. I feel like I'd probably, if anything, want to try and match it to you. So I would like to do like a white purple green's an interesting idea. But maybe this, and then maybe dark wood. Dark wood doesn't really go with that flooring. Natural wood? Okay, I think we can roll with natural wood. I don't know if any of these will look particularly better, but I think we want to keep an element of practical, quote, quote, with it. And somehow to me, something which has more of a wood grain feel certainly feels like it is more practical. Whether it actually is or not, I think is up for debate. But, yeah, stylish but functional, okay. Which makes me think you want most of the sort of key points in your house. You want a full-on living space. An antique bed? What? Why? It's going to be difficult. I think we should expand this slightly. And I think what we'll do... I think essentially what we're going to do is we'll have a dining room and then we'll have like a sort of smallish bedroom over here. It's not going to be a big bedroom, but we're basically giving you a 2-roomed house. This is like kind of like, yeah, something like this. And then we put a bedside table here, I think would be good. This sort of thing, maybe we can sort of pop in the corner like that. I don't really know. A Nordic sofa, okay. I'm just surprised you don't want a Nordic bed. In fact, I don't know if Nordic bed's even an option. If it is, I'm 100% giving you a Nordic bed. What are you even talking about? Whoa, Nordic bed's not an option. Okay. Extremely weird. Oh, we can make it like an open floor sort of plan. Maybe that will be a bit nicer. Because that kind of gives space for things to breathe, I think. If we do this, and then perhaps we can pop this down. Maybe we can do it like this, actually. I want to put a TV on here if at all possible. I'm not sure if we're going to get to. The colorations of everything are just slightly off. Because of this, I'm kind of tempted to go with dark wood. Because otherwise we're just going to have like a really dark looking bed, and the wood, you know, it's just going to be all out of whack. I think, if anything, we should change the flooring. So that's too bright to match it rosewood. I mean, rosewood's fine, but like... Oh, that actually works pretty well. Weirdly. I did say I wasn't going to go with a peach colour, but here we are, we're going with a peach colour. We're sort of pivoting our aesthetic partway through. So we're doing like a pseudo walled-off house. That's probably the best way to describe it. I don't think we can put this on something, can we? No. But I will put the TV down. Is it this TV? Yes. I think white will be fine. It'll be something like that. To see the ranch dishware, you want us to cook things. Again, it's fine. It's just sort of like it's a bit of a mishmash of items. Something like this, I think, might be okay. This gives a lot of privacy to the bedroom. What if you did like this, and then like if people stayed over or whatever, they could watch TV as well? Or she can watch it from bed? I mean, we can do that. We can just give it a bit of room to breathe. And this part over here is probably going to be a bit weird, right? Maybe we move this over here. And do this, maybe. So it'll give more of a leeway. More of a corridor shape, and then on the back of this, maybe we can put bookshelves. Oh yeah, or we can put a hanging clothes rack. That could be an interesting idea. So where she leaves her clothes, and then in this corner, we can put like, I guess, a plant. Just to give it some sort of a bit of livelihood, you know. I would still, I think, want a bedside table here. Or some sort of something. Cupboard could be okay. Branch. Okay. And then... Okay, it's looking good. It's looking good, I think. Let's put some food down. Gnocchi. Seafood salad. Just put a load of sort of dishes down, like she's having a dinner party. Over here, what's being cooked? We got some pretzels on a stand over here, maybe. Maybe she's brewing a cup of coffee for herself. think we'll use yellow as another colour. And then can we can put stuff on this. I was gonna say, like, I'm not sure if I've ever tried to put incense. Well, not incense burners specifically, but something up here. Christmas tree's weird. Strap books, I think I would put above the cupboard. We're just basically tossing a load of sort of like little knickknacks down. That's perhaps the best way to describe it. Not really sure where we'd put the hanging shelves, but maybe somewhere like here. It kind of gives it like another layer of separation, I think. Like you can almost see the invisible wall being built to divide up the place. I think I'd put the rug over here. That gives a more sort of definitive section to that. Is that Techno Kiki? Kiki Synth. What a very strange song choice, but okay. I'm not sure if we want so much on the walls, to be honest. But I think we can do this at least for the lights. Cuckoo clock? Okay. I think that's kind of a vibe. I think I would put it up here, though. Wall planter. Yeah, I think it's gonna look quite nice. Let's put a couple of them down, actually. Something like this. That's not centered. And then what? Just like a fruit wreath in the kitchen. Does it make any sense? No. It depends basically how sort of like quaint and lived in we want this place to feel. Because I always like to put down a dustpan and brush when I'm just like, I need to make a place look like it's actually being lived in. I think that's pretty good. The only other thing would be like if I wanted to put like a radio down, but I don't think I do. I think we'll leave it as is. I think we'll definitely have a dark brown entranceway. I think orange light feels quite nice, and then we'll have forest. The only other final thing would be, do I want a different floor colour? I do want something to have a bit of a difference to the actual furnitures, because if it's too dark like this, everything blends in. So it either needs to be darker or lighter. Ideally a bit less saturated. Curtain on curtains a bit much. No, I do like the wood panel ones. That I think is too busy. I'm kind of tempted with this one, I think. I think it just looks a tad more pleasant. And the recommended outfits. Oh, you wanted something quite warm. Okay. Yodel sweater, I think, could be a fun one. Seems like you want it like as if it was winter. I mean, we'll see what we can do. I certainly feel like you should have some, like, glasses on. And then maybe, like, a hair clip or something. What's something relatively casual? That could be an interesting one. I think I'd prefer a little bow rather than the big bow. Yeah, okay. It's a completely different look for you, I think, Gloria. But I mean, if that's what you wanted, stylish but functional, there you go. What am I going to do outside? I don't know. You were recommended no outside items. I almost completely forgot I gave you a butterfly meadow. Do the butterflies still stay if we make it like autumn? Actually, I genuinely don't know. It does not seem so. It seems like we just get falling leaves instead, which is, I mean, it's a pretty fair trade. I think I'll have it slightly later in the day, but not too much later. Pop you over here. Do one of these houses. These houses always have far less customization options though. Than the final one, which always seems to have it all. I like this. Like a maple wood, okay. I don't really know what to do on the outside though. I think, if in doubt, well, you never know what to do on the outside, just make it a forest. Never looks bad. Actually, I think we want some apple trees. Not all of them should be apple trees, mind you. But if it's going to be practical, what could be more practical than a tree that gives you literal food? Just giving things a bit of texture by changing the size of the trees. Don't know how dense we want everything to be. I think that's fine. And then we can just have a simple path upwards. Dark dirt is what I had in mind. They can essentially just hug the wall. Like this. Oh. And then outside here, what is something which would be functional, like a beehive? Or maybe just some bushes, I think. Again, if in doubt what to do with the outside, just put down some plants. It's probably, you know, a good rule of thumb for any sort of interior. Or exterior, I guess in this case, decoration. I don't know why it's so vibrant green though, these ones. Does that almost seem a bit strange? Okay, there we go. I think that's done, Gloria. We could have put some weeds down, but, you know, I guess weeds aren't that functional. Maybe they are, who knows. But yeah, there you go. It's ready. I wonder if I should have given you an orange bow instead of a yellow bow, but it's a bit late now, isn't it? Dun 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 dun. Bum ba dum. Bum 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 bum. Ba dum ba dum bum bum. It's quite a nice place. I do feel like I should have given you an orange bow instead of a yellow bow. I kind of forgot how orange I made everything. But I mean, yellow's a nice accent colour. We use it in a rug, we use it in the carbonara pattern and sort of gnocchi. But yeah. Anything else to add to that? I don't think so. Let's take a photo. It's sort of like a cozy. I mean, it's not only is it like cozy, I think it's just like a very normal house, to be honest. I didn't do anything like particularly crazy with it. It just looks like a very pleasant place to live your life, you know. Which honestly, well, maybe it's not exactly what you want from a vacation home, but if you want from what you want from an actual home, I think it's fair. But yes, I think before we round this episode off, let's deposit some Pokey away. We still need to do 2 more recordings, so. But we are holding just a ridiculous amount of Pokey. We're going to deposit also quite a ridiculous amount, to be honest. And then, okay, round this episode off here. So, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscriptions, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.